There we go. So we are set to... yeah, we are set and ready to go. Oh, we did it. Case 1, Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. Case 2, The Walking Dead. Case 3, The Origins of Horus, which we didn't really get much information on. We just know that our mom was related to it. Case 4, Severed Ties, where you get more origins. The eyes are celestial related, if we want to believe the demon that can't lie. Which just leaves the titular episode of the game, which is Attorney of the Arcane. And I don't know who this guy on the front's supposed to be. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, it's not Arya's dad, it's not a Freyga, it's not a Von Sanctus. It's the last one? It might be the last one. Arya, Freyga, well, Steelwind, Freyga, Von Sanctus. There's the fourth one. Might be related to that. Oh, that's a great start. I've killed people. They were usually criminals or bandits. It still frightened me how unaffected I was by their deaths. Is this less? It always came so easily to me. I was good at it. A little too good. People told me taking the lives of others would be hard, but I never felt that uneasiness. Not even once. Made me think that I was some kind of unfeeling monster. Maybe I am. The time I spent with you filled me with more happiness than I could have ever dreamed of. Instead of taking lives, I could save them alongside you. Yeah, this is Celeste. Good to protect you. I needed what I knew you were relying on me. Made me feel like I was actually worth something to someone. Whenever I saw the light in your eyes, it filled my heart with a warm feeling that I've never felt before. Too good to be true, wasn't it? In the end, I failed you. Couldn't protect you, just like I couldn't protect some. Oh God, don't understand. What did you ever see in someone like me? We just get introduced to Tyrion and then immediately die in the same game. We're gonna have issues. Tyrion? This is new. Still haven't gotten out of bed yet. It's almost noon. I think I just want to rest today. Saying that for the last 10 days. Someone is actually here to see you. Should really get out of bed. Is it Timora? No. Oh no. I'm still not really in the mood. Can you just send them away? It's a bit rude, but I suppose I can overlook it this time. Oh boy. If it isn't so great and wonderful Arya. Prosecutor enters your room. You immediately leap out of your bed. Why would you enter my bedroom? You try to futilely clean your unkempt hair, but you're just making it worse. Tyrion pants. Right, sorry. Give you some time to ready yourself. He was in a rut. Certainly didn't expect this. I know. I'm really worried about him. Emphasize with his situation, but it's been a month already. We tried speaking with him. I imagine she has. He has opened up to you before. I think he's really broken up over what happened with Ruby. It's basically the closest thing he had to family. I see. Perhaps he just needs more time. By taking some time to make yourself presentable, you exit your room to greet the persecutor properly. Sorry about that. No, I suppose the fault is mine. I shouldn't have intruded. Yes! Why would you walk into someone's room like that? Anyways, what brings you here? Where are we? Tyrion's bedroom. Like, what is this specifically? Oh, remember when I helped you move this bed from the flea market? Right. Y'all are doing most, if not all, of the work. You didn't even know that carrying a bed single-handedly was humanly possible. It's a fantasy novel that you've been reading through. Recently, you've had a lot of time to read through your collection. Read that mystery novel I lent you. I did, but I kind of guessed the twist from the beginning. What? How? Nothing got a lot of attention to the vials she dropped. It's pretty obvious the nurse accidentally switched them. This fiction can't beat a real murder investigation. Knives Out? Question mark? Maybe. Who knows?
Repario Arcanum.
No magic. Alright, let's talk. Doing well, Mr. Cuthbert. You seem... I'm fine. Of course. Right. Just couldn't help but notice your absence. You haven't taken any other clients since Beatrice's trial. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even sure if I want to be a defense attorney anymore. What? I spent my whole life training to be one. I was only doing it because someone else told me to. Do you not enjoy it? Or very skilled at it? I don't know. I've been trying to take some time to think about everything. So you still haven't found any answers. Have you considered becoming a prosecutor? Your time as my stand-in made it clear that you have the ability to. Prosecutor. Never even considered that a year ago. You understand now. There are criminals who need to be brought to justice. And despite how difficult she is to face, Steel One never engages in outright corruption like the other prosecutors of the Crown. If you follow her example, you fight injustice that way. But even if you did that, you'd just be following someone else's footsteps, just like before. I'll think about it. Please do. At this point, I could use all the help I can find. You're the only person she can trust, so... Your injury's been healing well? And I'm guessing by 10 days, it's been 10 days since the Beatrice case. Yes. Nightgrave's skill in necromancy is quite remarkable. Glad I introduced him to House Asclepius? Asclepius. That sounds better. Asclepius? House Asclepius specializes in the study of necromancy. After Nightgrave's expulsion from the academy, I thought it was only right that he be allowed to continue his studies. Alright, you mentioned that he owed you a favor. It's only logical. Maybe you always let someone of his talents fade into obscurity. Glad Wallace was able to continue his studies. Killian wants to use his talents to better society. He's definitely in a better place than you are right now, yeah? Even so, should you be moving around like this? Just take some time off to recover. Much as I would like to, there's been a recent uptake in cases of mage blight lately. It's been a while, but yeah, mage blight. You recall hearing about that many times. Mage exceeds their stamina by overusing their magic. It starts to affect their mind, send them into a violent frenzy. To make matters worse, the ability's been trying to suppress information about these incidents. Right, it's not a good look whenever a mage goes on a murderous rampage. I was actually surprised to see you here, Bless. Well, I can't just leave him alone anymore. Ticked off a criminal overlord. They're definitely gonna send someone after him. He can't really take care of himself right now, yeah. Plus, your thoughts are leaking. Hey, get out of my head, she knows now. What? It's nothing. I am surprised, though. Not many people slight the Eye Taker and live. He's known for taking swift retaliation against his enemies. Hoping he's laying low after his plan with Beatrice fell through. That does match with reports I've read. Supposedly, he's been absent from many of his enterprises. Either way, I'm looking forward to dealing with him. He's dead. Eris killed him. It's bad enough that you're already on the nobility's bad side. By the way, Tyrion, Ruby sent another letter. Do you want to put it with the rest? Right. Have you spoken to her since the trial? I see. That does explain her recent mood. Right. You probably see each other a lot. I've prosecuted a few of her clients recently, but it's clear she's not nearly as threatening as before. We talk about something else. Of course. My apologies. Oh, tea's ready. Oh, thank you. Some tea sounds lovely right now. Right. I was totally making it for you guys. She walks to the cabinet in your kitchen. She accepts 2 more teacups. You guys better enjoy this. These are my last bags of the tea you stole from Miriam. Whoa. She walks over to you. She slips on a scroll case that you left on the floor. She regains her balance, but the teacups slip out of her hands. The boiling liquid is airborne and heading right towards your face. Ooh. Figakwa. Celeste reacts immediately and points her index finger at the tea. Her magic takes hold, and the tea freezes just inches from your face. She breathes a sigh of relief, and she brings the tea back into their cups. You really need to clean this place. Your bodyguard, not your maid. Right. Sorry about that. Shaped liquid, wasn't it? Yeah. Such great memories with this spell. Oh, I never expected you to... I know, but it's just too convenient not to have. She's really opened her mind about learning new spells. Remember when you first met her? Back then, she only knew how to cast Mage Blade. She hated magic back then. Never imagined how diverse her repertoire would become. Another visitor? Party up. I'll check it. Well, whoever they are. I'm not giving them any more of my Lotus tea. You open the door and don't see anyone. There's a letter in your mailbox. Closer look at the envelope. It's sealed with candle wax. That's how you know it's somewhat important. It's a crest on it. It's the insignia of House Pierce. Quickly open the letter and read it. It's supposed to be written by a noble. The paper has been torn in half, but the message is clear. I hope you understand. I would have never contacted you unless I had no other choice. I know the truth behind McCoy's true parentage, and I'm aware of how vital this information is to you. As you know, my execution is scheduled for next month, and I'm running out of time. I want to trade this information with you. In exchange, you will grant me my freedom. Meet me in the private prayer room within the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord at 2 p.m. You will save me from my fate, or else. Of course. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Yep, sorry. Drinking. Water. That. Letter from Garricus. This is interesting. He thinks for a second that we'd even think of helping him. I know how you feel. Aren't these the answer you've been looking for? I don't care. We're not going to help him. It was never an option. There's clearly more to this. I agree. I was able to find out in the first place. My thoughts exactly. The truth is, Celeste, I've also been looking into your parentage. What? Why didn't you say anything? I'm sorry, but I didn't want to raise your hopes. I was apparently right to do so. I couldn't find any information regarding your birth. So if you couldn't find anything, how was Pierce able to? Well, his family controls the region that she's from, right? It's like, yeah, you might not have the access to the same resources, but a story from a long time ago from like a family member might be enough. House Bruce is low on the political hierarchy. He doesn't have access to the resources I do. He does own the land the McCoy Tavern is on, exactly. But frankly, this whole situation is quite suspect. I would ask for my help. I was the one who indicted him in the first place. Even if I did agree to help him, it'd be nearly impossible for me to get him an acquittal. He must be desperate. Execution is scheduled for next month, after all. It's possible that he reached out to Timora as well. Still, I can't believe he set up a meeting at the Grand Cathedral today of all days. Why? What's happening there? I'm sorry. It's not my place to tell you. Okay. Arya, can I talk with Tyrion alone for a minute? Of course, I'm sure you have much to discuss. I actually also have business at the cathedral today. Oh, yeah. I missed that. I clicked. Can't believe he'd use that as an opportunity. Take my leave. She was also sad and angry. She said that. I caught that. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is just bringing up bad memories for you. We should meet with him. Oh, you switched. What? Not gonna help him, obviously. I had an idea. Probably really scared of his execution, right? And he's desperate enough to ask you for help. Suppose that's true. So, think about how stressed he would be if you showed up and refused to help him. Use the Eye of Horus on him. Get the info we need without having to give him anything. Really okay with this? You'll have to see him again. Yeah, I'll manage. It'll be worth it if we can finally get the answers I'm looking for. Don't our hopes up. There's no guarantee that he actually knows the truth. Be bluffing to get you to help him. He does know. You can't just ignore this. To verify his claims yourself. Ooh. This is pretty good. I like. So this is the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord. Have you never been here before? I thought you spent a lot of time in Rathel. The Church of Bahamut wasn't that popular in my hometown. I've never been the religious type. How about you? It never really caught on with me. And apparently my roots are more celestial than draconic. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It certainly has the looks for it all. Your thoughts are leaking again. Can you stop? Can't exactly turn it off, you know. Do those mental exercises I taught you. Aye. As you approach the Grand Cathedral, you see a large blockade guarded by legions of the King's Guard. Alright, so high-ranking noble / royal family here. It's closed off. Is there some kind of event going on? I'll steal when mentioning that she was heading here as well. Billy must be using cathedral grounds for something. I explained why Pierce wanted to meet you here. Probably secluded from prying eyes today. Tyrion Cuthbert? You approach the blockade, one of the knights notices you. He glances at you and Celeste. I've been expecting you. I see. Exchange glances with Celeste, but you both enter the cathedral grounds. The building is massive, yet mostly empty. You only see a few people within. Most of them are quite familiar. Spot Leif and Miriam as you head further into the room. They both avoid contact with you, but doesn't seem to be purely out of resentment. As soon as they see you, they move their conversation elsewhere. It's clear they still have mixed feelings about how you convicted their sister. In another corner of the room, spot Lloyd von Sanctus speaking with another individual. Whoa! She seems to be someone of equal social standing. And she's got an orb to ponder. Hello, person. I don't know who you are, but nice design. I like you've seen her somewhere before, but you can't quite remember where. She has almost the same hair color as Aster. And whatever Alric. Alric is his little brother's name. As soon as you enter the room, Von Sanctus flashes a quick look of disdain at you. See him slowly move his conversation out of the room as well. Oh, here's Dad. And finally, you see Lucio Steelwind speaking with his daughter. Along with the two princes. Seem to be speaking with another individual that you haven't met before. Oh god, are you king? When he notices you, his gaze narrows, and he stares at the two of you warily. Aster, especially, seems surprised to see you here. He and Lucio ask the prosecutor something, but you can't quite hear their conversation. When she responds, Aster raises his eyebrows, and Lucio's expression darkens. What's going on here? A little awkward. Yeah. We have some time before our meeting with Pierce. Want to do some sightseeing? Oh, you're asking me out? We are literally already out. Sure, why not? Put this map from the entrance. We can use it to navigate through the area. Ooh, map the cathedral grounds. Also a little interested in what all these nobles are doing here. It is strange. Perhaps someone can tell you more. I'm immediately gonna look at this thing. Okay, so this is all like inside. So we come in through the entrance, which is presumably something out here, and then there's quarters, the nave, prayer room, balcony, garden, common. Check this out. A stained glass window and a small ray of sunlight is shining through it. Thank you, Tyrion. There are rows upon rows of seats for worshippers to sit at. Full capacity, this one could probably host thousands of people at a time.
Repario Arcanum.
No magic. Aster de Wyvengard. I saw Arya over there. We should go say hi. As you approach the group, the Grand General and the unnamed noble stare at the two of you. You're probably king, aren't you? Hello. Someone looks at you, and then at Celeste. He silently scans the two of you, as if he's trying to read something. He then walks away without a word. Rude. At this point, I'm kinda used to it. Mr. Cuthbert and Miss McCoy. I'm surprised to see you here. What? I thought you were the one who invited them. Not to say that I didn't. Although I am happy to see the two of you nonetheless. What brings you to the Grand Cathedral today? We're actually invited by another noble. We have a meeting with him. What? All the people here are allowed to invite guests. Why didn't the guards stop you? Oh, they said they were expecting us. What? It was Lord Pierce who invited them. Pierce? That little... What's up with that? To think I granted his request for temporary release. Ah. Sure, he meant no disrespect by it. Probably had his reasons. How can you say that? It's the day of your... Stops himself mid-sentence and clears his throat. What's this about? He's Crown Prince, so it's not like him becoming Crown Prince. It's like... ritual, coming of age thing? Not the marriage, or Arya would be... well, I think she'd be better dressed. Make no mistake, even if he is a dead man, I will have words with him about this. Gathering of nobles. I have to ask, why are all these nobles gathered here? Taking over the entire Grand Cathedral. You ask that question, everyone seems to tense up. The prosecutor awkwardly looks at the two princes. Prince Alric avoids eye contact with everyone and just stares at the ground. I'm sorry, but I'm not at liberty to tell you that. It's a matter of public safety. I see. A little strange, but you can read the room. Crying isn't the best thing to do right now. Tyrion and Celeste. So that Lord Pierce invited you here. For what reason? I can't really tell you that. You will tell us if it poses a threat to the nobles in attendance. But please, Lord Steelwind, there's no need for that. Mr. Cuthbert would never do anything to put anyone's life in danger. As you wish, Your High. Majesty. Is this the reason why Pierce asked for temporary release? Interesting. So Pierce was temporarily released to attend whatever this is. He could have met with you in his cell, but perhaps he wanted to be away from prying eyes. Lady Steel One, Your Majesty, High Speaker is ready to speak with you. Is this the marriage? No, there's no way this is the marriage. Wonderful. I've been looking forward to this all day. Shall we go together, Miss Steelwyn? She's stoked out of her mind. Yes, Your Majesty. She would like to accompany you. Wonderful. We shouldn't keep him waiting. She is out of her mind. Scaled Lord, how does she plan to marry him if she can't even speak properly in his presence? Honestly. I also have something important to do. Good day to you, commoners. Well, there's only 2 commoners here, sir. He's going towards the washrooms. I'll be taking my leave as well. But make no mistake, my man will be keeping an eye on you two. Everyone has left the room now. Perhaps you should move somewhere else. Okay. For the common room. So, what are you doing here? Sup, Von Sanctus, my boy, my best friend? Follow us? Not intentionally. Trust me, you're the last person we wanted to see today. Hush now, Von Sanctus. They're here by chance. It's because the cosmic balance wills it so. You're some religious person. Not this again. Sorry, I don't think we've met. Ah, Sybil was the last house. Thank you. I'm Coraline Sybil, Lady of House Sybil. This is the head of the 4th Pillar family. She's not quite what you were expecting. How old is she? Between her, Lucio, Lloyd, and William, she definitely seems the most agreeable. For better or worse, you've gotten to know the other Pillar families decently well. I benefit you learn more about her. Because you look the youngest out of all of them. You're 38. Aye. Oh, we don't have the... Technically be Lave? Yeah, she's the oldest. So technically she's the youngest head. And you're the 2nd youngest. Crazy lineup. So you're the head of House Sybil. What does your family do, exactly? Are you this ignorant? The 4 pillars, as you commonly call them, control different branches of the kingdom's government. House Steelman oversees national defense and law enforcement. House Frego oversees economic development and finances. House Von Sanctus handles commerce, both local and international. And finally, there's House Sybil. We handle the kingdom's legislative and judicial branches. I see. We should definitely know you. Holy shit, Tyrion. I also mean you're responsible for our kingdom's justice system. That's correct. Oh, wonderful. Here we go. To be honest, I feel you, Von Sanctus. We're about to launch into a discussion on Wyvern Guard's justice system. Oh no. Yep. Hello, Rosario, exactly. Lady Sybil, are you aware of the rampant corruption happening within your justice system? I suppose it's only inevitable that you'd see it that way. Am I wrong? I've been involved in plenty of court cases, and it's very obvious. All your court cases care about is closing cases as quickly as possible. The system is corrupt to its core. The courts don't even try to hide it half of the time. Yet you've prevailed against this so-called corruption in each and every one of your cases. Only against every conceivable odd, and I can't be everywhere. She opened Pandora's box, yeah. But like, Tyrion should definitely know the major noble family that controls the legislative and then judicial branch of the government that he works in. And therefore, this conversation could have been avoided. You have any idea how many commoners are falsely convicted every day? Convicted under my system, only because the cosmic balance deems it so. What have you been talking about? Cosmic balance is the natural order of things. Under it, the guilty are punished while the innocent are protected. And yet, when a noble commits a crime, they only need to waive their influence to escape any consequences. All other victims are forced to suffer in silence. Or worse, an innocent commoner is framed for the crime. Regardless of your personal feelings, our kingdom needs the nobility to govern the people. If they were held to the same standards as commoners, our society would surely collapse. Take back what you said about her being the most agreeable of the four pillars. They're all the same, except Lucio Steelwind, I guess. He'll kill you, just for looking at you wrong. So you think the nobles like Pierce and Von Sanctus should just be allowed to get away with murder? Von Sanctus is gonna say something. Are you still sore about that? I'm sure you realized it by now. I've more than paid for what happened with Justin Wayne. Well, Justin Wynn. His name was Justin Way. If you're truly paying for your crimes, you would be in prison right now. Von Sanctus made a mistake, but removing him from his position would only create more suffering. Our government is barely recovering from the death of William Frege. Wyvern Guard can't suffer the loss of another house leader this close to that. The way I see it, I think you nobles overstate your importance in our lives. You'd probably be fine without you. I suppose you commoners are capable of coordinating macroeconomic initiatives. Oh, I suppose you're also capable of engaging in diplomacy with other nations. Face it, as much as you're loath to admit it, ours is a symbiotic relationship. Innocent people are being punished while corrupt nobles are getting off scot-free. Exactly. I don't really get it. Like, well, I get it. Their nose is too sharp up, too far up their own ass, which is why they are talking the way that they're talking. But, like, come on. Like, your defense against Tyrion's words are just, well, you need us. And it's like, well, if we educated the populace, I don't really think we would need you. More like a parasitic relationship. I can preach. So what? The common folk should just continue to suffer for the good of our nation? Lady Sybil, people of the kingdom you claim to be protecting are suffering because of your inaction. My inaction? You place the blame on me, but what have you done? You were once a champion of your so-called justice, but you've stopped your work as a defense attorney. How many lives could you have saved in the month that you spent on vacation? It's been a month, not 10 days. Holy shit. It's not his responsibility to solve your mess. Knowing how much he suffered trying to do the right thing. Bless. Perhaps you're right. You shouldn't bear that kind of responsibility alone. But every commoner has the ability to learn and practice law as you do. Mr. Cuthbert, that's cap. You're lying. Not every commoner. Can everybody read? What is the literacy rate? What does the education look like in this place? I don't believe for a second that every commoner has the ability to learn the law. The only reason Tyrion knows is because Ruby taught him. You, one of the few commoners that do so. What I've heard, one of the few people who defend mages of the common folk. Every other attorney wouldn't even consider taking them as clients. Perhaps the problem lies in the common folk, that's fully capable of rising to defend the so-called innocent, yet they do nothing. Because if they did try, you would stamp them out. Never mind, this was clearly a mistake. Let's go, Celeste. This irritates me to know. Oh my god. Yeah. Finally, thank the Scaled Lord. Gosh. You okay? Yeah, I guess I should have expected that. Never seen someone with so much power to be so out of touch with reality. Come on, let's go somewhere else. We still have some time before the meeting. God. Sunlight is shining through the glass window. Thank you. Ceramic altar's at the end of this room.
Repario Arcanum.
Oh, magic. I'm sorry to present you with this letter from Pierce. Think about this lady Sybil. Not my role to speak of such things. In other words, she has nothing to say about that. Okay. What about my stone? Nothing. Alright. Oh, this is the nave. Oh, wait. So this is... Okay, no. Hold on. I'm trying to, like, map out what this looks like in my head. What I remember from the map, but it's... Whoa. Find yourself in the Grand Cathedral's garden and stumble upon a strange statue. It is a unicorn. Well, no, it's a Pegasus with a party hat? Wow. That's a little out of place. What even is it? So correct, it's a Pegasus. Ah. Hello, friends. It's Bug and Tracker, which means Leif is around. Or not. It's just... It's the demon herself. You inspect the contemporary piece of artwork, you're startled by a familiar voice. And it looks like she's not alone either. I'm pretty sure Eris, since I've had time to think since the last time we saw her, I'm pretty sure she's a demon. And I think that the blood contract said her name. I think she's the big one that got mentioned in a single line. Oh, Eris, she's accompanied by both of her sisters. Beatrice, aren't you supposed to be dead? Sorry, I wasn't trying to say... No, it's perfectly understandable. You, of all people, know what was on my blood contract. It appears the Lady of Discord isn't going to kill me just yet. Lady of Discord. I think that's Eris. I think that's Eris. Of course, as we show up and as she's present, she starts fucking with reality again. Oh, holy shit, she caught it. Hug, do you really have to do that? What? Never mind. She caught her saying it. She caught... Beatrice caught Eris fucking with reality. It's because they don't talk. Oh yeah, we're talking about how out of touch the nobles are. Yep. It's like, do you even understand the common folk? It's like, I don't need to understand the common folk. There's an order to things, and we should just follow it. Eris. Right. It's a little awkward speaking to the Frege sisters after everything that's happened. They don't seem to be hostile, all things considered, for their company over Sybil's. Although, I'm still not sure how you feel about speaking with a murderer, especially one that you indicted. But Beatrice clearly knows more about demons and their kind than you do. Wonder if she knows anything about the Heavens War. So yeah, this is probably a good time to ask. So, you can be doing well, all things considered. I mean, how a demon now has ownership of my soul? Yeah, that. You can be so calm about this. Let's go with Miriam. It's a little unnerving how nonchalant you're treating this. I suppose it's the knowledge that everything's out of my hands now. Something peaceful about it. That's certainly a positive way to look at it. You know, my offer still stands. I can try to help you. Yeah, if he can try to dispute the contracts and put his soul on the line to do it. Risk of your own life. What part of the contract would you dispute anyways? The Divine Edict made you aware of every element in her blood contract. There's very little room for interpretation. They're tight. Even I signed that contract with was very meticulous about the details. I spent the last 5 years looking for any possible loopholes, but I didn't find anything substantial I could use. I even think disputing it is possible. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. You defeated me. I won't suffer your pity. Well, wild conversation to have. Alright, Eris, why are you here? I feel like we always end up randomly meeting like this, Eris. What brings you here? I requested to accompany Beatrice to this event. After all, I don't have many opportunities to enter a church like this. I can imagine. ... By the way, is your father still... Oh, worried about him. We've already had a conversation about you. I don't think he'll be accosting you anytime soon. Oh, thank you. It's too good to be true. How'd you pull something like that off? He looked like a hardened criminal, but he always had a soft spot for his family. He also owed me. I have a way of making people see things my way. She's right about that. Yeah, I assume Marunath is chilling on your shoulder here. If you're here, does that mean Marunath is also? Oh, heavens no. There's no way to let me bring him here, of all places. Good point. Never mind. It is a church. After at the entrance with the King's Guard. Tries to escape, the knight over there is ordered to kill me. She gestures towards a knight that's silently watching the sisters from afar. Or surprisingly calm about this. Please, I regularly deal with demons. This is nothing in comparison to that. Really haven't changed. That's interesting. Sadness and happiness, nostalgia. I suppose not. Wait, that mean you can't see right now? How'd you know which statue I was looking at? It was a lucky guess. That grotesque statue certainly makes an impression on you because it's a Pegasus and it's celestial. Oh, Marunath just spoke with me. He wanted me to let me know that he can smell your celestial stink from the entrance. Love you too, Marunath. Oh, wow. Probably shouldn't repeat his response to that. The Heavens Born, let's talk about it. By the way, you seem to know a lot more about these things than I do. What exactly is a Heavens Born? What? You seriously not know? You know how to use, but you know how to issue a divine edict. That's a very advanced technique. It sort of came to me in the moment. What? That's the first time she's ever been surprised. Taking note. Celestial stink. Yeah. Anyways, I'm quite surprised you don't know about your lineage. Perhaps my mother knew, but I lost it when I was really young. See. Yeah, my condolences. But to answer your question, a Heavensborn is a human whose bloodline has been touched by the gods. Gods? Like the Scaled Lord? No, I'm speaking of the actual gods. Beatrice can't say that here. Yeah, imagine. Oh, come off it. What's the church gonna do? Arrest me? Anyways, your blood has been touched by the celestials of the upper planes. Yeah. Much like my soul is bound to the abyssal hells, your soul is consecrated and tied to the heavens. Heavens. That, why are you able to use the Eye of Horus? It's some kind of angelic power. Make no mistake, though. If you find yourself under the wrong circumstances, even you can be sent to hell. That's definitely a warning. The Celestials. There's nothing to lose. Yep. It's like once you're on death row, what are they gonna do? Kill me? Crazy. What are they gonna do? Arrest me? Crazy. Like this. If there's one thing, like, let's take a quick pause here to talk. Like, this is kind of why death sentences for crimes are just like not really effective. Because if someone commits a crime knowing that there's a death sentence, then they've already given themselves up. Killing them doesn't really do anything. It doesn't change what they've done, and you're destroying potential. That's all you're doing. Like, nobody really gets proper closure. The Church of Bahamut is prominent in Wyverngard. This is the first time I've heard of the celestial gods. Ah, that makes sense. Well, because of Wyverngard's blood history with the theocracy of okay, we are building the world. The theocracy of Lumina. nation east of us. The Luminites worship the celestial gods, while our people worship the ancient dragons. I already know where they're going to die after they where they're going after they die anyway. Yeah. So yeah, especially in this context. She knows exactly what's gonna happen. A few centuries ago, our nation was locked in a bitter war with the Luminites. Even now, Crown sees the celestial religions as a threat to our draconic culture. The Church has done its best to wipe out any religions that worship the Celestials. Let's see. But if your bloodline is blessed by the Celestials, does that mean our kids will also be Heavensborn? I suppose so. I think my mother was also... Wait, what did you just say? Your kids. I asked if your kids will be Heavensborn. Lies. Capping, if you will. Oh, I misheard you then. Wow. If only you were always this easy to lie to. Anyways, I'm a little curious about the theocracy of Lumina. I worship Celestials there. Would I find other Heavensborn there? Heavensborn aren't that common there either. Frankly, I'm surprised there's even one Heavensborn living in Wyvernguard. How'd your bloodline even find its way here? I don't really know. Mother never really told me much about our ancestry. Makes sense. If the Church of Bahamut knew what you were, they would have definitely hunted you down. Great, the last thing you need is another faction that wants to kill you. Anyways, travel into and out of Wyvernguard is technically illegal, and I doubt Lord Steelwind would make an exemption for you. After all, House Steelwind was essentially founded by veterans of the Great Luminite War. Veteran? Vets? Okay. Alright, Shrek. No, I hate the vet, I'm not going. They'll never take me alive. No, you said our kids? No, she said your kids. You're missing the Y. Said your kids. And yep, there goes Tracker. Frantically runs through the garden, barking loudly. Knife chases after him as he runs towards a passing knight. Probably go help her. It's almost 2 PM anyways. Should head to the prayer room. Thank you for answering my questions, Beatrice. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help with your situation. Of course. Let's go, Celeste. Right. Alright. Try not to look so down. It's almost time for the main event. Why did you bring me here? This Lady of Discord? Oh, who knows? Whatever you're planning to make me do. Please. Please don't make me harm my sisters. I'm in no position to make demands. You just have to see for yourself. Stay safe. The Cuthbert. I can only feel it suffering. What? Its face is contorted into an expression of pure agony. It screams out in terror, yet no one can hear its pleas for mercy. Someone ignorant of its plight has placed some sort of vain party hat upon its head. That they are mocking its torment, like some kind of demon torturing a poor soul in the fields of Avernus. Even saying, sorry. You take a moment to think about what I've just witnessed here. We all should. Alright, Tyrion, you go do that. How was that?
Arcanum.
Prayer room. Are you ready? Yeah. At least, I hope so. Comes too much for you. Don't hesitate to leave. I only need a few moments to look into his mind. No, I'm the one who asked you to do this. I'm not gonna leave you alone with him. Alright, that's what you want. Oh boy. Tyrion? Yeah? Thank you for doing this. It really means a lot to me. Of course. So finally give you the answers you've been looking for. Not just that, you've done so much for me since I met you. You got me acquitted, you helped me work through my grief for my dad. Feels like I can never repay that. What are you talking about? Past few months, all I've been doing is relying on you. Really don't know what I'd do if you weren't a part of my life. Damn. Shit, tell him. Tell him what? Tell me what? Get out of my head. You're really bad at guarding your mind. You know you can tell me anything, right? Then why are you here? How long have you been standing there? Well, I knew you'd be here around this time. Wanted to wish you luck. You seem to be in the middle of something. I didn't want to interrupt. Stop on my account. I'll just get out of your way. Awkwardly skitters away, you see something fall out of her pocket. Mario, you dropped your runestone. She accidentally activates it. An image of a piece of evidence appears for a brief moment, but Mario quickly hides it. But not before Celeste sneaks a peek at it. Oh. Oh, I see. Celeste, don't just invade her privacy like that. What did she see? Don't be like that. I'm really happy for you. Thank you. Good luck. Hope you really wants to know what she saw, but one of you has to exercise some self-restraint. Right. Anyways, let's go meet with him. Yeah, let's do this. I can tell him after. Here he is. It's fucking Pierce. It's been some time. Ah, you finally arrived. Suppose this means you finally decided... Wait, you two? We got your letter. Letter? What letter? You sent us a letter, Pierce. So that you knew who Celeste's parents were. I did send that letter, but not to you two. What? I don't like this. So the final act begins. I've been waiting for this. The hell are you doing? Have you gone mad? No, what are you doing? Stop! Lady Steelman? What are you... Oh no. Fucking Eris got her. Eris got her with the fucking purple mark or whatever. Is this also the will of the cosmic balance? What do you mean? Come on, just tell us the truth, Pierce. You're the last person I would give this information to. Getting more and more stressed. A little more and you'll... As you interrogate him, you suddenly hear a loud crash outside the room. What's that? I'm gonna go take a look and see what's going on. What? He's gonna leave us here? He's right. We don't know what's going on. We should stay together. Don't worry. There are 2 guards outside, and they're from the King's Guard. You'll be fine. That's not what I'm worried about. But I'll trust your judgment. What? What? Ah. Freaking... throat. Almost 10 minutes since Celeste went to investigate the noise. Pierce seems extremely on edge. He's sitting at one of the tables, impatiently tapping its surface with his finger. So, you never intended to send that letter to me. Who did send it to, then? Oh, as if I would tell you that. You should have accumulated enough stress by now. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Even if I wasn't the intended recipient, you said that you knew who Celeste's biological parents are. Who are they? Seriously focused on that now? It's far too important. It's my only bargaining chip. Answer the question, Pierce. What was that? Somnia. What? That sounds like a sleep spell. What is this? Blue luminous vapor enters the room. As soon as it makes contact with you, you suddenly feel extremely fatigued. Damn it, it's a sleep spell. Yeah. I'd be pretty bad if I didn't like recognize the sleep spell based off just incantation. I gotta keep up with the wizard knowledge that I got. Yeah, concentrating. Conjures the magical mist in direction. Travels to 30 feet before dissipating. Inhales, will fall into a magical slumber. Yeah, this is different than like D&D sleep spell. Unaffected creature will be awoken from the slumber if their visit violently shaken or experience any sort of pain. Yep. It's calculated. No, they got here. That means the less. Try your hardest to stay conscious, but the spell is too powerful. Feel your body slowly dropping to the ground. No. Yeah, this. Eh. This Lady of Discord. Forcing her to do something. Tyrion. What? Bless? So sorry, I should have listened to you. Never left you alone with him. Hey, it's okay. Tears were streaming down her eyes. She was clearly worried about you. Try your best to comfort her as you look around the room. What happened? How long were you knocked out? Look around, you see several other people with you. Commander White is leading a group of knights. They all have their weapons drawn and pointed at someone. It's Prosecutor Steelwind? Yeah. Commander, I understand your position, but there has to be another explanation. Look, Your Majesty, I get where you're coming from. But from what the witnesses have told us, it has to be a case of mage play. Around the room, you see a pool of blood at the end of one of the tables. Celeste? Where's Pierce? Union. I don't know how to tell you this, kid, but Derek Pierce is dead. And the truth goes with him. Unless the only other person... well, at least I wonder who's... I wonder who he meant to send that letter to. Because I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, it ended up in Eris's hands. And she used that to manipulate us to get here. Well, to come here today, at the specific time. To be in this presence. To watch Arya lose her shit and kill Pierce and attack a bunch of people. I'm honestly surprised that you're okay. But who... Look at the knights who all have their weapons pointed at the prosecutor. Wait a minute. You think Steelwind did this? It wasn't just Lord Pierce, Mr. Cuthbert. We also found the bodies of Lord Von Sanctus and Lady... Holy shit. Well... I'll admit... I was talking about how shit nobles were. But... forcibly... killing, like... a lower noble and then two pillars... like, there's some truth to them because they built the system around themselves. You needed to restructure the system, not just rip them out. Because now I feel like that's gonna have some bad consequences until things get better, which they will, but immediately they'll be back. Not to mention, a bunch of Kingsguard have gone comatose. Comatose. I don't want to believe it, but several people saw Steelwind acting off at the scenes of each of the murders. Also found her unconscious here. Pierce's body was lying next to her. No, it wasn't her. I saw Beatrice before I passed out. She was the one who knocked us out. Beatrice? What the hell is going on? Commander White, you need to put me in a holding cell. It needs to be one with an anti-magic field. What? I'm a danger to everyone here. We need to go now. What are you talking about? Now is not the time. Do it, Commander. Right. Watch as the Inquisition arrest Steelwind and escort her out of the room. Damn it, what happened? We have many questions to go through. We should make sure that you're okay. Yeah, there's a necromancer in the nave. I have a point. No idea what happened while you were asleep. Follow the suggestion, but not before making a note of the current time. 12 p.m. So, an hour and 12... Whoa! Aren't you a cool necromancer? If they didn't say that there was... If they didn't say that you were a necromancer, I would have guessed it. Also, that eye thing reminds me of Morrison, the harbor master. He had something like this. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary, except... What's wrong with him? Just let me finish. Appears to be a trace of necromancy on you, Mr. Cuthbert. Necromancy? Probably nothing. Your assistant cast any spells on you. Oh, right. I used healing magic on him when I found him unconscious. Ah, I expected as much. But it never hurts to make sure. Anyways, nothing seems out of the ordinary. You're quite healthy. Should be fine to go about your business. Please speak with me again if you experience anything out of the ordinary. Thank you. I am Lord Lazaric Asclepius of House Asclepius. Alright, yeah. The noble family that does necromancy. Makes sense. I didn't say that. He's a necromancer when he dresses the role. Yep. And there are no thanks needed. My apprentice apparently owes you a lot. Oh, you're okay. So, Effin Wallace is learning under you. Wallace Nightgrave. I believe he was one of your clients a few months ago. Oh, right. Steelwind did mention she introduced you to. Speaking of Steelwind, I really find it hard to believe she did this. Sir Cuthbert, Mage Blight isn't exactly a benign condition. It takes hold of a mage, doesn't matter what kind of person they are. Violent behavior is almost always a result of the delirium it puts them in. It's unfortunate, but mages have to be held responsible when cases like this happen. Unless someone is framing her. Tyrion, I fought her. What? Remember back when we heard that weird sound? I went outside to see what was going on. I saw her outside, and the guards were all unconscious. I asked what was going on, but she didn't say anything. She just attacked me. What was her emotional state like? Well, she was pretty cold and emotionless. Just looked like she was sleepwalking. That's actually pretty strange. What do you mean? When someone is affected by Mage Blight, they enter a state of extreme psychosis. Psychotic episodes like that raise the affected mage's paranoia to ridiculous levels. That's why these cases almost always end up in violence. If she was affected by Mage Blight, she shouldn't have looked anywhere near as calm as you're describing. You might be onto something, Mr. Cuthbert. What you're saying is true. There has to be more to this. You're planning to defend her, aren't you? At the very least, we need to find out what actually happened. I feel like there's more to this than we're seeing. You saw her, right? Yeah. She wanted them to arrest her. Right. As if she thought she was a danger to others. Regardless of what really happened, she clearly believes that she was responsible for this. No way she'd do something like this. Something else is happening here, and you will get to the bottom of this. I'm not sure where each of the murders occurred, but the Inquisition should be able to tell you more about that. I also need to speak with Steelwind. Really was affected by Mage Blight. She should be able to remember what might have caused it. But anyways, prayer room is the room you're most familiar with. Probably want to start there. Also, my nose keeps itching. Like, I don't know why. But anyway, rest in piss, Garrick Pierce. You deserved everything that got coming to you. Smoke. Smoke the Garrick Pierce back. Half of the prayer room. Now swimming with knights from the Inquisition. Find yourself staring at the chalk outline of where Pierce's body once was. I would feel a little uneasy. Been a plenty of crime scenes before, but even if you were unconscious, you were here when the murder happened. It's a little unnerving to know how close you came to death. Okay. Yeah. Now's not the time for an existential crisis. Steelwind's future counts on you figuring out what happened. Who's gonna be the prosecutor in this case? Holy shit, it's just like Ace Attorney 1. I'm like, what's... And it just dawned on me. I'm like, if she's gonna be the defendant, who's the prosecutor? Is it gonna be the... It's not gonna be her dad. Is it gonna be that guy that we saw earlier, who was rude and didn't talk to us? Now's not the time for an existential crisis. Steelwind's future counts on you figuring out what happened. Tell me what happened after you fell unconscious. The Inquisition believes that Steelwind broke into this room, knocked you and Pierce out, then killed him. But you remember it clearly. You saw Beatrice before you lost consciousness. There's more at play here than you realize. Sus also fought Steelwind after Beatrice knocked you out. Perhaps she can tell you more about how she was acting. Fight with Steelwind. Should be what happened. Before Beatrice knocked me out, we heard a commotion outside and you went to investigate. Can you tell me more about your fight with Steelwind? What was she like? Well, she wasn't her usual self. She was in some kind of daze. I noticed it even before she attacked me. Something was wrong with her. Oh, yeah. And she didn't even respond to me when I tried to talk to her. Like she didn't even recognize me. But from what Lord Asclepius said, she would have been acting more erratically if she was affected by Mageblight. It's possible that you fought someone disguised as her. I guess that's possible. But whoever they were, their magic was still extremely powerful. Several members of the Four Pillar families were assembled here. Could have been one of them. Speak with Commander White when we get the chance. Gan Cathedral was closed from the public for whatever was happening here. Probably have a list of everyone who was present when the murders happened. He said whoever did it was one of the nobles that was here today. Or, you know, Eris. Look at her. You just can cast invisibility, so I doubt she'd let you see her. Did you see her at any point when you were fighting Steelwind? Less? Sorry, I don't know. So focus on staying alive. I should have been meaning to ask you about that. Aren't you really strong? I've never even seen you break a sweat in a fight before. Well, she was really tough. It's terrifying, honestly. It's mainly her magic. I've never fought someone with spells that powerful before. She didn't hurt you, did she? No, but it got pretty close. I think she realized she couldn't beat me, so she just ran past me into the prayer room. So her real target was Pierce. Why? Did you see the moment she murdered Pierce? No. When I arrived at the prayer room, I saw you and Steelwind unconscious on the ground. And Pierce was already dead. And I'm assuming you didn't see Beatrice anywhere. No, she wasn't there when I arrived. How did she leave without Celeste not noticing? Interesting. She turned herself invisible. I'm lying. Showed up at the prayer room for the meeting at 1:50 p.m. Then we interrogated Pierce for about half an hour. That's when we heard the commotion outside, and you went to investigate it. Right. And I think Beatrice knocked me out. I think Beatrice knocked me and Pierce out 10 minutes after that. How long did you fight Steelwind before she pushed past you? We definitely fought for a while. It must have been at least 20 minutes. Jesus. For that, she gave up on fighting me and ran into the prayer room. That Beatrice somehow got into the room during your fight. That discounts my theory of her disguising herself as Steelwind. You gained consciousness at 3:12 p.m. That means you were knocked out for more than 40 minutes. So a lot of unknowns about what happened. You need all the places. You'll need all the pieces if you want to puzzle this together. It's definitely gonna be magic in here. Let's look at the lights. The lanterns hanging around the room. So lit. There are 3 stained glass windows. Quite nice. And they're... assume that's Vithalion, that's some sort of wizard, and I guess that's probably like the first king or something. Check the body. Chalk outline where Pierce's body probably was. As if he was sitting against this altar when he died. And the bloodstain seems to imply that the fatal wound came from his chest. An autopsy report would really be helpful here. Ask the commander for a copy of it for the next time you see him.
Arcanum.
Yeah, there's gonna be magic in here. This is definitely the sleep magic that we're looking at here. Conjuration magic all over the room. Yeah, it was left by Beatrice's sleep spell. Stuff on the body. Transmutation all over the body. All of the body, all of the area around his body. Saying, did the murderer wound him using a transmutation spell? And trace necromancy on the ground here. Is that when you healed us, Celeste? Probably from when I tried to heal you. Gotcha. Anyways, since you found everything you can here, probably moved to get a closer look at the other crime scenes. So we saw him being attacked in the. I didn't recognize it because it's scorched now. Holy shit! Retrace your footsteps and find the common room. This is the last place you saw Van Sanctus and Sybil before everything happened. You're gonna see that most of the room has been entirely scorched. Still smell the scent of burnt cloth and flesh in the air. What happened here? Got a fire? Yeah, I think the perp lit a fire using magic. As you enter the room, Commander White approaches you. Seems to be accompanied by the typical legion of knights. Commander White? Hey kid. Investigating what happened here? What happened too? Something like that. I just want to figure out what really happened. You and me both. Nothing about this case makes any damn sense. I'll be honest, I could really use your help in trying to figure this out. Hey! I think, yeah, last case definitely would have made the distinction between us and Tymora. And he didn't fuck with Tymora, and I guess he fucks with us now. Especially if he thinks that we might, you know, defend Steelwind. Honestly, not sure who you can trust at this point. The commander is leading the investigation, and he's bound to have information that will be useful to you. Let's talk about it. The whole situation is a damn mess. Has the Inquisition found any clues to explain what happened? We only have the basic stuff so far, and we've only just received the autopsy reports. They're pretty useful. I have copies of them. Sure, knock yourselves out. What do you get? Died of 2:45. So like what? 27 minutes before we woke up? Blood loss. Shot of frozen liquid was found stabbing through his heart. It's very similar. Very likely this was the murder weapon. We also shows heavy traces of transmutation magic, and traces of conjuration magic were found throughout the room. Yeah. We met you today, and then you died today. There goes your design. Autopsy report. Coraline Sybil. She died earlier than that. Yeah, 2:18. Suffocation. Was found floating in a nearby lake outside the Grand Cathedral. Jesus. Traces of transmutation, evocation, and necromancy magic were found on the body. And there's Van Sanctus. 2:05, 13 minutes earlier. Same death, suffocation. Fire in the common room burnt the body too much to discern any specific wounds he might have suffered. Small traces of evocation magic and a burn mark were found on the victim's left shoulder. Supplies the body was hit with a fire-based evocation spell. Traces of abjuration magic were found on and around the body. He just kills with a frozen blade? Is that similar to how he killed Flintheart? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to... No, it's okay. Still strange though. How would the murderer kill Pierce using such a convoluted method? If Steelman really was affected by Mage Blade, she wouldn't have done something like that. Anyways, the times of death also seem to tell a story. If you look at the reports, the murderer must have killed Von Sanctus, then Sybil, then Pierce, in that order. Yeah, that's our working theory too. Oh boy, if you look at the map, you can see where the prayer room and the common room are. Sybil's body was found in the lake west of here. But since the Grand Cathedral was built on a cliff, there isn't an easy way to get there in a short amount of time. That raises my next question. How did Sybil's body end up in the lake? The murderer threw Sybil from the balcony. That's... I feel like that's pretty obvious. The Cathedral was built on a cliff over the lake, and the westward balcony just happens to be right over it. Yeah, guess that makes sense. We have witnesses who saw Steelwind there. Really? Who was it? It's High Speaker Theon Arceus. High Speaker? He's a shot caller for the Church of Bahamut. Stands at the top of the religious hierarchy from what I hear. He spotted Steelwind near the west balcony and noticed that she was acting suspiciously. He called out to her. She ignored him. So she knew that he saw her. She didn't attack him. Yeah, really looked out. If she was having a psychotic episode, he would have noticed that. But you said all she did was ignore him. Right, this whole Mage Blight story doesn't really add up. Yeah. Either way, we'll have to talk to him directly to find out more. Putting that aside, something else that's strange. That about the order that these murders occurred in. Yeah, because I'm looking at the map and something doesn't feel right. Murder killed Von Sanctus, Sybil, and Pierce in that order. This means that the murderer went to the common room, then the west balcony, then finally the prayer room. Look at the map, the murderer's route seems to be a bit strange. Would have, well no. Purposefully killed... not Pierce. Pierce died last. Sybil second. Oh, what? Well, I guess Steelwind. What? That's misinterpreted. It's Sanctus, Sybil, Garrick. Common room, balcony, prayer room. Common room, balcony, prayer room. Order. So it has nothing to do with you. Oh, it's that. It's could have killed Pierce second. My bad. I wasn't supposed to say Steelwind, even though she's prime suspect. I know it's obvious that she didn't mean to do it, and that her body was not in her control, but... Murder must have passed right by the prayer room before they dumped Sybil's body. Why wouldn't they have just murdered Pierce on the way there? Why did dump Sybil's body first? Or they were afraid of fighting me. You giving yourself a little too much credit? No, she has a point. Out of everyone who fought the murderer, Celeste was the only one who didn't die or fall unconscious. Anyways, has to be a reason why the murderer deliberately chose that route. Yes. Okay, we've created a rough outline of the murderer's actions, but the real clues will lie in how each of the individual murders occurred. That starts us figuring out how Von Sanctus was murdered. Let's talk about how the murders were discovered. How did the Inquisition find out about the murders anyway? Did a witness come across the bodies? It all started when Prince Alrix ran up to us. He told us that he saw a fire breaking out in the common room. He also saw Steelwind there, but when he tried to talk to her, she hit him with some kind of spell. Attacked one of the princes? Yeah, she's dead. Yeah, but it didn't look like she hurt him. The guy from House Asclepius inspected him, and he told us he wasn't injured. That he's okay, but wouldn't Aurea have used a more violent spell if she was being affected by Mage Blight? Possible she was throwing spells randomly. He just happened to get really lucky. I suppose that's possible. Was there anyone else nearby when this happened? I would have expected a Prince of Weimgar to be under constant guard. Yeah, that was kind of my mistake. Come on, what are you doing, Orm? You're fucking up these days. And by these days, I mean every single case I've ever worked that included you. That would have been nice to give us some space considering what just happened. That would be... Sorry, kid. If you don't know, not my place to tell you. Did the king die? That's now what I'm thinking. I think the king died. have orders from the top to stay quiet about that. Looks like you'll need to ask someone higher up. It's still strange, though. Why were all these nobles gathered here? Anyways, whoever the perp hit him with would only put him in a daze. He could barely walk or talk. He couldn't even approach us until the spell had worn off. And the weirdest part about it all is he was pretty close to where we were. For some reason, we didn't find him until after the spell wore off. It's been traumatic. I hope he's okay. Why didn't anyone see him during this time? After he told us what was happening, we went to put out the fires. That's when we saw a bunch of guards knocked out outside the prayer room. You see me? No, this all happened around 3:10 p.m. Right, it was probably well after Steelwind moved into the prayer room. Thus must have already followed her into it. Okay. Comatose guards. When you arrested Steelwind, I recall you mentioning a bunch of guards were comatose. Did the murderer use some kind of spell to knock them out? I don't think so. I'm just as lost as you are about that. Some of the victims didn't have any magical traces on them, so we know that they're not under the effects of a spell. They still haven't woken up. Odd to say the least. Is there any common thread between the knights who fell comatose? That might help us deduce what happened to them. Well, we found all of the locations where Steelwind was spotted. That can't be a coincidence. They just admitted that they weren't being affected by any kind of spell. What's going on here? Commander White, you keep saying the perp instead of Steelwind, even though everyone else seems to think she was responsible for this. Do you also suspect that she's being framed? It just doesn't add up. If she did give herself Mage Blight, her actions wouldn't have been so deliberate. And she's definitely not the type of person to just go around murdering people. Even if she was, she's led a lot of the Inquisition's investigations recently. She's investigated plenty of homicides with us, and she knows exactly how we do things. Whoever did this got the job done, but they were sloppy about it. A bunch of witnesses saw her, and she didn't even try to hide herself using her magic. So either she had Mage Blight, which doesn't match with her behavior, or she did this intentionally and wanted to get caught. Neither scenario makes any damn sense. Breach. Someone has to be framing her. The only reasonable explanation. Honestly, I'm not so sure about that either. What do you mean? What do you mean? You saw her when we arrested her, didn't you? She wanted us to lock her up. It's like she thought she was a danger to herself and others. Right. That's the same impression I got as well. If it weren't for the witnesses' statements, I'd be sure she gave herself Mage Blight. The strangest thing is that I've never seen her that scared before. Something really rattled her about what happened. Just Frigga. Excuse me. Hey. Did you follow up on what I said? Did you follow up on what I said about Beatrice? I know she was in the room when Pierce and I fell unconscious. She has to be involved in this somehow. Well, they're already in prison. Well, we're already ahead on that account. But when we asked her what happened, she said she couldn't remember anything. Such an obvious lie. She has to be hiding something. Normally, I'd agree with you, but she's not the only one with missing memories. Steelwind also can't remember anything. I'll have to speak with her about that. Anyways, what about Eris and the knight who was guarding her? Did they see anything? Sorry, kid, but Eris Ilmatter has been missing since everything went down. What? You have any idea what happened to her? No, but don't be too worried. What? A witness to the crime is missing and possibly hurt. Look, kid, you may be a hotshot attorney, but I've been in this business a lot longer than you have. Sometimes when these things happen to civilians, they get spooked and run away. I've seen it a million times. I feel like he's not making as big of a deal of this as he should be. But he might have a point. Eris is the daughter of a crime lord, after all. She might have gone into hiding to avoid having to speak with law enforcement. We don't have the resources to look for her, but I'm sure she'll turn up eventually. Well, I suppose we can't do anything about that now. But I still hope she's okay. Anyways, what about the knight guarding Beatrice? Surely he didn't go missing as well. That's the thing. The knight who was supposed to be watching her is one of the people who went comatose. Found him from the prayer room too. Damn it, what happened to him? Made matters worse, that Frege chick knows how to cast invisibility. So even if she was telling the truth, very few people would have actually seen her. Guard of the prayer room. She must have brought him there somehow. Anyways, would you happen to have a recent version of her spell compendium? Sure. I already have it on record. Okay, let's... Yeah, so Familiar Bond, know that one. Mend Wounds, also know that. Send Message, know that. Animate Corpse, haven't seen that one a bit, but know that one. Product Blight, same thing. Shatter, that's new. Retea. Location. Concentration. You're touching with your hands. With magic hand, the object may shatter or break. Intensity of the spell will exponentially increase while they are concentrating. Or channeling large quantities of magic will slowly drain the caster's stamina and possibly cause mage blight. Yeah, Occult RA. Visibility. Feign Death. I think we've seen this. Basilisk. Target's already unconscious. When concentrated spell, the target will appear to be dead. Stop breathing, their heart will stop beating. However, life energies will keep them alive for the duration. Illusionary Disguise. We've seen this. How many spells she used during Lord Frege's murder? Yeah. The first victim, Lloyd von Sanctus. It's all a little difficult to take in. I still can't believe it. After everything he did, von Sanctus was just murdered. Surprised to hear that from you. Didn't he basically get away with offing Justin Way? The way I see it, he got what he deserved. That doesn't sit right with me. No matter who the victims might have been, no one deserves to die like that. Definitely a bigger man than I am. Anyways, von Sanctus's autopsy report says that he died of suffocation. I think the murderer overpowered him and choked him with a rope or something. That hardly sounds like something someone would do during a psychotic episode. Yeah, the more info I get, the more I think he might be onto something. But either way, the fire that the perp started in this room burnt his body. It didn't completely turn it to ash. It was still pretty charred. The fire would have burnt away any evidence of the minor wounds he had. Yeah, we're lucky we even discerned he was hit with an evocation spell. Right, the autopsy report mentioned that too. But if a fire was started, is it possible that he died from smoke inhalation? No. The divination spell we use always identifies smoke inhalation as death by poisoning, not death by suffocation. Interesting. Interesting. That's a poisoning. I suppose that kind of makes sense. Because I guess at the end of the day, it's what? Carbon monoxide? So death by poisoning isn't wrong. But like, it's because you can't breathe. Alright, whatever. So shame couldn't find out how the murderer suffocated him. Compendiums. So know very little about how the murders occurred. Do you have any records of each of the victims' spell compendiums? It might help us understand what each of the victims was doing during the attack. Sure, knock yourselves out. Yeah. Interesting, you have foresight. And that's supposed to strike true, that seems like true strike. You have slow fall. Cool. Stone skin, also cool. Force Cage, again, also cool. Conjure Light, yep. Underwater, yep. Frost Wave, yep. Force Cage. For Zarya. 1 hour, point index finger. 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot cube. On a target within 30 feet of them. Blue. Walls of this cube. Excuse me, Jesus. The walls of this cube are impenetrable and can't be destroyed by anything. Not even by spells that can normally dispel spell effects. That's a pretty powerful fucking spell. Furthermore, any attempts to magically teleport into or out of the cube will fail. If there's more than one creature in the target's space that will be pushed away from the center of the cube. So it sort of like expands out from the target and creates a 10 foot by 10 foot cube. Okay. Mage Blade. Slow Fall. Feathera. Point index finger downwards. Counteracts the force of gravity, affecting them, causing them to fall significantly slower when airborne for the duration. Foresight. Divination. Forheim. Form a triangle with both hands. 24 hours. Evokes the form of divination magic to see brief glimpses of the near future. He's able to see danger seconds before it actually happens. This is OP in combat. True Strike, aka Strike True. Divination non-optima. Make a circle with thumb and index finger. Oh, like this. You can't see me, but the AOK sign. Like, okay with your hands. I guess you look through it and like lock on, that kind of deal. Caster increases their ability to predict the results of their actions, all other actions for the duration. Aiming or doing other activities relying on dexterity or skill. Hey, magic, divination, Repario Arcanum. Yep. And all the colors for Deck magic. Stone Skin. Tur Protect. Oh, well, yeah. Tear. I assume like Terra, so. Tur Protect. Grade X with both arms. That's the fucking Wakanda forever. While concentrating, yes. Caster creates a thick layer of stone around their body. Blocks them protect the caster from physical trauma. Slowly broken through continuous attacks, but as long as the caster concentrates on the spell, the stone layer will instantaneously repair itself. Okay, wow. That's a lot to work through. Yep, this is what happens when a bunch of mazes are caught in the middle of a murder. Honestly, you've been lucky until now. Nevertheless, I'll need to look over each of these spells when they become relevant. Alright. Plus testimony. Not much to say about that. Yeah, we're gonna go through this. Sorry. And yeah, got the compendiums for everybody. Okay. I think, yeah, we should examine, but after that, down here. Scorch marks all over the room. Fire has been pretty far. Probably going for a while. I wouldn't even notice it until Prince Alaric told the Kingsguard that he saw smoke. Speak with him to see if he saw anything else. Light shining through the ship. Looks like the fire reached them before it was put out. Not even like depicting. Really see. Chocolate in the center of the room. This is where they found Von Sanctus's body. Bits of ash here. Two burnt fragments of the body. Ugh.
Repario Arcanum.
And we got, I assume this is evocation, likely fire magic. And there's a cube. Or a square. Evocation magic of the body, matches with the autopsy report. Murder must have hit him with the evocation spell. Traces of objuration magic in the center of the room. Faces overlap with the body. Kind of. Sort of square-shaped? Square-shaped. I see the traces with what seems to be a square-shaped outline around the body. Well, that perfectly. Oh, did he put himself in a force cage to try and, like, protect himself from the fire? Or did someone put the cage around to, like, preserve his body? Different spots around the room. Water-based evocation spells to put it out before the fire spread. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Okay. I think you found everything you can relating to Von saying this is murder. Perhaps you should move elsewhere. Okay. Try the west balcony. Supposedly this is where the murderer threw Sybil's body into the lake. Oh, hello there. Whoa, it's a pope. As you inspect the area, you catch the attention of an old man nearby. So you're... Who was that guy? Who was on the front of this case? Yeah, like, who is that guy? Because you're obviously the high guy. Not high as in, like, smoke weed, but, like, you're... Oh, I can't scroll up far enough. They'll probably say it. But the area catch the attention of an old man nearby. His garb, he appears to be someone who works at the cathedral. I don't believe we've met before. What are you doing here? Sorry for the intrusion. I'm Tyrion Cuthbert, and this is my bodyguard, Celeste McCoy. We're here investigating the murders on behalf of Prosecutor Steelman. Tyrion Cuthbert, I have heard of you. He doesn't look nearly as criminal as I'd expect him to be. He probably hasn't heard many good things about you. But forgive my rudeness. I'm the Theon Arceus, High Speaker of the Church of Bahamut. So you're the one who saw Steelman here during the murders. You mind if we ask you some questions? Scans you warily. Suppose there would be no harm in that. You see. Heard that you saw the prosecutor acting strangely here. We'll yoink you too. Could you tell us more about what you saw? Like she was having a psychotic episode. I want to go that far, but she was certainly acting strangely. How did you come across her? Well, I was on my way to the prayer room. I always recite prayers from the... My way to the prayer room. I always recite prayers from the draconic text around that time. Good things about Tyrion from noble people. Yeah. But like, based off of what we learned from Beatrice, I don't imagine that he would take kindly to the knowledge that we are celestial related and angelic in nature. So I don't think he would like us then. Wait, he was heading to the prayer room? I saw her. I first thought she was just enjoying a view of the lake. About to greet her. When I approached her, I saw that she was throwing something off of the edge of the balcony. I must have seen her dumping Sybil's body. You are probably correct. I came to the same conclusion after they found that poor woman's body below us. Although, what is it? I only saw it for a second, so perhaps I'm wrong. But Lady Sybil was wearing much brighter colors this morning. What about Lady Steelman threw into the lake? It looks much darker. What does that mean? I'm sorry, I can't really explain it. Perhaps I was just seeing things. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, after all. Could have just been a trick of the light. What if you saw Arya dumping Lady Sybil's body? She must have just been... She must have just murdered her. Something dark. Something dark. Also, I didn't mean to progress, but I need to look at the evidence in the autopsy. I wonder if she also burned up. That wouldn't explain why she has... never mind. Never mind. Okay. She must have just met. That means you must have been heading toward where we were at the time. Oh? Were you praying there with Lord Pierce? Not exactly. What? Not what the guards told me. Guards? You mean the ones standing watch outside the prayer room? Yes, they told me that Pierce was praying with some acquaintances of his. They said the same thing to Lady Steelwind as well. Wait, Steelwind was there too? Yes, she appeared to be waiting for something. But anyways, I didn't want to disturb them, so I went back to my quarters to pray there. My speaker didn't see her fighting Celeste. She must have started her attack after he left, but why would she bother waiting? Either way, we can't exactly question those guards. Yeah, they're still comatose after the attack. Didn't you hear anything? Actually, the High Speaker's quarters aren't that far away from the prayer room. How did you not hear anything? Ah, must have been because of that. Must have been because of the magical wards in my room. The wards are there. Are they there for security reasons? Not exactly. I actually suffer from chronic insomnia. Even the smallest sound will wake me up at night. Years ago, I had some mages enchant the walls so sound couldn't travel through them. I can't hear anything from outside the room once I shut my door. That does sound awfully convenient, but you doubt that he'd lie about something you could so easily verify. Either way, you should make a note of this. Soundproof room. You can see a military stronghold in the distance. Yeah, alright. Must be able to see a lot from that high up. We'll just say that it's magical and it's invisible. This balcony provides a perfect view of Lake Galacrond. A lot of people probably come here when the Grand Cathedral is open to the public. Some sort of debris on the ground. One of the pieces and feel it in your hands. Appears to be some kind of gravel. Interesting.
Prepario Arcanum.
And all the gravel is not normal. Is this from the Stone Skin spell? Is that what this is? Traces of transmutation on the pieces of this debris. Transmutation. Yeah. Not imply that the spell specifically targeted or created whatever this came from. But I doubt someone created these bits of gravel. Must have broken off from something else. Yeah, I think that came from the Stone Skin spell. Okay. Feel that you found everything you can here. Perhaps you should move somewhere else. Garden in the nave. Oh, garden? Go back at the cathedral's garden and come across that accursed statue again. It's staring into my soul. Stop looking at it. Turn your attention away from the grotesque sculpture. Spot the crown prince. Sitting on a bench, guarded by some knights from the King's Guard. His brow is furrowed, and he seems to be deep in thought. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert. And Miss McCoy, too. What are you still doing here? Trying to investigate what happened. Looking around when we just happened to find you here. Let's see. You okay? Yes. I was just thinking how unfortunate this ordeal has been. I do hope Miss Steelwind is taking this well. Right. She is his fiancée, after all. I'm extremely worried about her. Trying to find out what exactly happened. Do you mind if we ask you some questions? I see. Well, I'll do whatever I can to help. He's not as stoked as he was in the third case when we had to go and question him. So that you two were investigating the murders. You were planning to defend Miss Steelwind, were you? She would have me. She may be a competent prosecutor, but I have far more experience in defending clients. Unfortunately, I think the situation is more complicated than that. What do you mean? Several house leaders died today. Yeah, well, 3. We'll say a few, not several. We can't release this information to the public. Not after the news of William Frega's death has already spread. Yeah, House Steelwind looking real suspicious right now. In the course of 2 months, we've lost not 1, but 3 members of the Pillar families. The trial has to happen soon, or else the magical traces left will disappear. But I heard, we will be holding a trial. It will be handled privately and internally. And I'm sorry to say that you won't be permitted to serve in such a trial. Right. Majority of the nobility hates me, after all. Be willing to pull some strings, Aster. I'm sorry, I'd like nothing more to give you the opportunity to represent her, but I clearly have a personal attachment to this case. If I try to tip the trial in her favor, it will only harm her chances more. Right. I see what you mean. But even if we can't help her during the trial, we can still investigate the crimes on her behalf. Yes, I would really appreciate that. If new evidence is found, perhaps we can exonerate Ms. Steelwind of the charges against her. Gathering of nobles. But everything that's happened, I really need to know. There's so many nobles gathered in one place anyways. All 4 of the Pillar families were present. I understand if you don't want to tell me. This information could be vital in figuring out what really happened. No, I see your point. The truth is, we all gathered to mourn the death of my father, King Olivier de Wyverngard, the 9th. No, not the 9th. The 11th. What? What is IX again? It is the 9th. Why did I think it was... Yeah, no, it's 9, because there's no 4. There's no representation for 4. It's just IV. So, in the case of IX, it's just 9. Okay, we're good. Wait, the king is dead? Yes, we wanted to avoid releasing this information to the public so close to the death of William Frege. My father has been ill for quite some time, so we were prepared for this. Or at least, I thought I was. I also lost my mother when I was quite young. It's still a little hard to take in. I'm sorry. You have my condolences. Thank you. But if King Olivier is dead, that would make you... Yes, you currently stand before King Aster de Wyverngard, ruler of our kingdom. He is not prepared for this shit. Everything that's happened, seems less than thrilled about that. I suppose it explains why all the nobles were gathered. Came under the guise of paying their respects, but it's clear they all wanted to get closer to the new King of Wyverngard. I think the Fregas were the only ones who generally came to give their condolences. Speaking of the Fregas, I think you need to know. I saw Beatrice before I was knocked out. I think she may have been the one that killed Garrett Pierce. Why would she be there? He's mad. I'm sorry. I know she's your friend. We already know she's not above committing murder. I see. I suppose if you're saying it, it must be so. What possible reason would she have to be involved in something like this? I'm not sure yet, but I plan to find that out. I don't know why you guys haven't put 2 and 2 together that her soul belongs to a demon. I doubt she can... I'm pretty sure she can be controlled. By the way, where were you during the murders? I remember you left with Steelwind when Celeste and I arrived at the cathedral. Ah, yes. Steelwind and I left to speak with High Speaker Arceus in his quarters. What was your meeting about? It was actually about our wedding. My father's death, Lord Steelwind wanted to finally make our union official. Yeah, I figured. I would congratulate you two, but considering the circumstances, I understand. And I appreciate your words nonetheless. Anyways, how long did this meeting last? We spoke with him until 1:40 p.m. Von Sanctus died at 2:05 p.m. That means she began her rampage less than half an hour after that meeting. Was anything off about her behavior? Did she mention it? Something about her demeanor changed. We were speaking of the wedding when she abruptly left. I asked her where she was going, but she ignored me. Sounds similar to what happened when Celeste fought her. No way she was affected by Mage Blight. Honestly, didn't think much of it at the time. I'm quite used to her giving me the cold shoulder. Right. Yeah, definitely. It's possible the Steel Wind the witnesses saw wasn't actually real. Does that mean that Steel Wind... Does that mean that the Steel Wind that attended the meeting was also a fake? You see. Anyways, what happened after your meeting with the High Speaker? Did you see Steel Wind after that? Actually, I found myself caught up in something else entirely. 2 p.m., I went to pay my respects at my father's coffin. Apparently, someone had set a magical trap there. What? It was a glyph of contingency. Location. Coltingen. Master of the contingent spell? Casting spell. The caster must choose another spell to know. The caster must cast that spell. The contingent spell doesn't come into effect. Instead, it takes effect when a certain condition specified the caster upon casting spell is fulfilled. The spell takes effect immediately when that condition is fulfilled. I've heard of that spell. Like a trap you can set. You can fuse any spell into it. It requires a second contingent spell to place that trap. What spell was it? Force Cage, targeting me. Were they trying to attack Aster too? I don't think so. They would have used a more lethal spell if they wanted to. From the sounds of it, Force Cage can't be dispelled. So Aster would have been trapped inside of it for a full hour. You think the murderer used this as a distraction? For that trap, the Kingsguard consolidated most of their attention and forces on my location. As a result, there were fewer people guarding Von Sanctus, Sybil, and Pierce. And the ones that were there all fell comatose. I can't tell us what happened to them. Trapped king. And yet another inexplicable event is added to the list. With everything you've learned, you highly doubt that Steelman was affected by Mage Blight. Someone must be behind what happened. Who? Anyways, it seems to tell you everything he knows. Probably didn't witness much after he was shot by that Force Cage. You should move somewhere else and follow your other leads. Now before we examine this. What goes in the mind of such a tortured creature? With you and the statue. I don't know. I feel its emotions as if they were my own. It's an inanimate object, Tyrion.
Arcanum.
I got cast there. How back to the Nave and then the Inquisitor dungeon? Yeah, makes sense. She attacked a member of the royal family and killed several nobles. What else is there to investigate? The laws are clear about what we must do. We should execute her immediately. Alaric, the situation is far too much important to take such rash decisions. We need to approach this calmly and carefully. As you return to the Nave, you spot the young prince in an argument with that nobleman you saw earlier. Think of it, you still have no idea who he is. Oh, it's you. Your Highness? I don't think we've been introduced. What? So you're still as insolvent as ever. You stand before Sir Remus Vergale, Archduke and Royal Advisor to the Wyvern. Okay, so he's just like right-hand man of the king. I believe he means advisor. Archduke? Didn't even know the Kingdom of Weimar had a title like that. I haven't even heard of him before. Why are you still here anyways? I feel like Achilo was closed for the investigation. Investigating what happened on behalf of Prosecutor Steelman. I see. Anyways, I have much to attend to. I'll be taking my leave. Sus. Yeah, anxiety. Is he avoiding you? Actually, since we have you here have some questions for you. The both of you. Should know your place, knave. Virgile. Your Grace, where were you when the murders took place? So what are you trying to insinuate? Please, Alaric. There's no need for that. To answer your question, I'm speaking with Lady Frega's familiar. Becker? No, it was the demon who calls himself Marunath. What? Why would you want to speak with him? He was actually the one that sent for me. According to him, he had some information that was of great import to me. You didn't make a contact with him, did you? Of course not. What kind of desperate fool do you take me for? No, he gave me the information he had freely. How did he do that? Humans are supposedly trying to trick humans into making deals with them. Looking back, must have been a distraction. Fool I was. I knew he was playing with me. But I knew he couldn't tell lies, and the information he had was too important to ignore. Without me asking, what was the information about? I'm sorry. I can't reveal what he told me. It can endanger people that I care about. Rest assured, that has anything to do with the massacre. You're Celeste's dad, aren't you? Your Grace, we've only just met. Can't exactly take your word for it. Suppose that's fair. But believe me when I say I plan to take this information to my grave. It's ominous. We intend to keep their conversation a secret. Anyways, several members of the King's Guard were watching us. They can verify my alibi. How long this conversation lasts? I had to speak with him at 1:50 p.m. and I didn't leave until 3:10 p.m. It's accounted for during the time of the murders. Why would Marunath go to trouble with distracting him in the first place? Whoever orchestrated this also used a force cage to trap Aster. How does trap the forces in control? But they're trying to keep certain people out of the crossfire. Either way, good that Beatrice has a lot to answer for. Steal one spell. Your Highness, we heard that the prosecutor cast a spell on you when you saw the fire in the common room. Can you tell us more about what happened? I believe she attacked a member of the royal family. She's completely irresponsible with her magic. I understand your feelings about this. I can't say for certain that she inflicted mage blight on herself. You don't even know if it was actually her. I saw her with my own eyes. Plenty of other people did too. Either way, where did this happen? It was on the path outside of the common room. I saw smoke coming from the building, and I saw Steelman walking away from it. After she murdered Von Sanctus. I already know the answer, but was she behaving erratically? No, she very deliberately cast a spell on me. Which once again implies that Mage Blight wasn't behind this. You know which spell she cast on you? Sure. Never been affected by a spell like that before. The magical traces on him. We know that it was a transmutation spell. Feeling change physical matter. Care to think that what it might actually do to a human body. He's okay? Lord Asclepius inspected him, and he doesn't appear to have any lasting injuries. I'm hoping the spell's effects were only temporary. Can you describe what you felt while you were affected by it? How about to find out which spell it was? Well, I was extremely dazed, and my ears were ringing. My vision was also partially blurry. My mind was in some sort of fog. Whenever I tried to speak, I couldn't even form words with my mouth. I could only make grunting sounds. I couldn't walk either, so I had to crawl on the floor. Okay, so he turned into something that was sensitive to noise, sensitive to sight, and he couldn't speak words, but he could grunt, and he could crawl. Sorry I had to go through that. It must have been traumatic. A transmutation spell would do that to him. That'd be something that affected his senses. Already told us that she wasn't acting erratically. Was there anything off about her demeanor? I only saw her for a moment, but she was definitely different than usual. She was completely emotionless. Yeah, it's exactly what she was like when I fought her too. It's like she was an arcane construct. Her movements were almost robotic. Wait, are there any arcane constructs on the cathedral grounds? No. Not for lack of trying on Lord Van Sanctus's part. The High Speaker and I have specifically forbidden the staff here from using them. It'd be really convenient if all this was done using a construct. Although, you are a little tired of seeing them in your cases. Anyways, was anyone else around when Steel One cast that transmutation spell on you? No, she moved away quickly after she incapacitated me. And even if someone was around, I don't think I could have seen them anyways. I also said that he was surprised no one saw the prince until after the spell wore off. Look, he turned into something. Like, obviously. But, like, what? He turned into something that was invisible, or to the Kingsguard wouldn't be out of place to see in a cathedral. Of course, Alaric's account of what happened, and we even got the Archduke's statement too. Still one last person we need to speak to. Arya. She and Beatrice supposedly have no memories of what happened. For only Beatrice saying that, I'd probably doubt it. But if Steelwind also doesn't have any memories, it's a lot more credible. Definitely has the missing piece we need to put this together. You're going to the dungeon to speak with her? I am. Wonderful. I'll be accompanying you. What? As the royal advisor, I have a vested interest in the investigation. While I trust Lucio to leave no stone unturned, I hear you have quite the talent for seeing what the crown cannot. Well, sounds as if you have authority to stop him. Still don't know him very well. You need to be aware of what you say in front of him. Yeah, alright, let's go. After this conversation with Steelwind, we're gonna probably stop there and switch over to joystick for loot streaming times. Position dungeon. Arrive at the dungeon, see the prosecutor sitting in a holding cell. He's extremely stressed, as if he's trying to figure something out. It's Cuthbert. And your grace? The one gives a wary look to the Archduke. How are you doing? As best as I can, all things considered. What brings you here? I'm trying to investigate everything that's happened. I see. I was wondering if you could answer some of our questions. Steelwind, I know your situation is pretty grim right now, but you know you can trust me. You're not the person I'm worried about. At this moment, I don't even know if I can trust myself. Huh? She obviously doesn't have any, like, she doesn't remember. And we don't know what caused it, so there's a chance she might do it again. Her being afraid of herself right now makes sense. Really, you don't have any memories of what happened. Is that true? It is. How much I try, I can't recall anything. Last thing you remember. I was leaving my meeting with the High Speaker and His Majesty. After the meeting, I was planning to return to the nave to speak with my father. I suddenly felt extremely nauseous. Well, nauseous. Nauseous, that's the same thing. I thought some fresh air might help me better, so it's the balcony. River Lake Galcron. Yes, that one. Last thing I remember was losing consciousness as I looked at the lake. And did you cast any magic before this happened? No, I didn't. Are you sure you don't remember anything after that? Don't. I remember I was waking up to the sound of someone sobbing. It was Celeste. She was crying over your unconscious body, Mr. Cuthbert. Magic that can affect the mind. I feel like we've completely ruled out Mage Blight, so I doubt that's why you can't remember anything. Are there any spells that can specifically modify or destroy people's memories? Certainly explain a lot of this. No, arcane spells can only affect the physical world. But throughout history, mages have attempted to develop spells that can affect the mind. There's no recorded history of any of them succeeding. But you're assuming that arcane spells is the only type of magic that exists. Huh? I think you've observed it already. There are magical creatures in the world that don't use arcane magic. Isn't that right, Mr. Cuthbert? What? Does he know about the Eye of Horus? Not sure what you're trying to imply. Don't take me for a fool. Several of my associates attended Frega's trial, and they all heard what that demon referred to you as. Heavensborn. If I learned that Illumina had anything to do with this, Your Grace, I'm not an agent of the Theocracy. And even if what you're saying is true, I wasn't the one who manipulated Steelwind's memories. But I suppose you raise a good point. If something affected Steelwind's memories, it wasn't necessarily an arcane spell. In fact, it couldn't have been an arcane spell. It was definitely something else. Probably right. This proves that I'm responsible for the murders. What? Freya did this? So that you don't have any memories of what happened. Why are you so convinced that you're responsible for this? I told the Inquisition already, I saw Beatrice before I passed out. She's clearly involved in this somehow. It's more of this than you realize, Mr. Cuthbert. For the past few months, the Inquisition and I have been investigating a string of seemingly unrelated murders. During each of those cases, we were able to apprehend the perpetrator without issue. But there was always something off about them during questioning. The murders were always abnormally gruesome and passionate, and each of the perpetrators said the same thing. They all said that they had no choice. Choice? Cases like this have been occurring throughout Wyvern, and very little connects the perpetrators to each other. All except one thing. Each of them acted as if someone had controlled them against their will. They're probably just desperate.
Most murderers try to make excuses after they're caught.
They could even just be in complete denial. Orm said the same thing, but these cases were far too similar for me to ignore. I wonder if they were telling the truth. Perhaps each of these murders was committed by an unknown party. I didn't have any concrete evidence, but I knew I was getting closer to something.
A purple conspiracy.
Steelwind, I don't mean to be rude, but this sounds
Completely insane. You don't have any physical evidence to prove these murders are connected. There's one piece of evidence, but it's hardly concrete.
It does tie each of these cases together. He takes a small parchment from her pocket and shows it to you. Interesting. It's like a moon, or like a staff, and then like a dot. And then there's sort of like another moon, and interesting. Several of the people we arrested had an item with this symbol on it. None of them can remember where it came from or even what it was. They all somehow knew it was called the Purple Mark. But there has to be an explanation for this. It could just be some esoteric superstition we don't know about. If that's true, then ask yourself one thing. Where did I get this parchment from? You don't mean I found it in my pocket after I was properly confined. Whoever I've been chasing must have left it there to taunt me. For all I know, they could have controlled my body and forced me to draw the symbol myself. Either way, this all but proves the massacre at the cathedral is related to it. Yes, fate. I don't want to dismiss what you said, but this definitely won't hold up in court. Nor should it. My mind has been compromised. I can't take the risk of leaving this dungeon. Otherwise, I can end up harming more people. Wait, are you planning to spend the rest of your life in prison? That is what's necessary to keep everyone safe. Okay, alright. Miss Hero. You don't need to do that. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. I asked her. Is two supposed to be married soon? The king now. You can't rule Wyvern alongside him from a holding cell. You're correct.
He's always been a remarkable person.
Should have no problem finding another suitress. She is bawling her eyes out. An overwhelming sadness emanating from her as she says that. Arya. No. What? You're not going to sacrifice everything for someone else's actions. Mr. Cuthbert, I'm not going to risk more lives. If I were to hurt His Majesty, I would never be able to forgive myself. Please don't ask that of me. See, okay, we're gonna get into an argument, so let's present some evidence and see if anything kicks off. Ooh boy, can't believe we lost so many house leaders in the course of a few months. And my father's the only head of the house of the four pillars that still lives. The one is her father. So probably best not to point out how suspicious that is. Yeah. And yeah, same thing. What do you have to say about all the comatose nights? No? Beatrice's actions? Compendium. I don't think you'll have anything to say about any of the compendiums. Wait. You did go into the meeting with Arceus. Okay, nothing. Soundproof room? You wouldn't have been able to hear anything outside of it. The bringing at the balcony that you were at? Marriage meeting. Trapped king. Oh, Alaric, you supposedly attacked one of the princes already. Well, we tried. Alright, we're arguing. Steelwind is going to throw away everything she cares about for the greater good. Even if she was the one who did all this, she's not the one who's responsible. Can't let her resign herself to a fate like this. Start an argument with Arya Steelwind? Yes. Lock in. Steelwind, are you seriously just gonna throw your life away? Let's check it. The one acts for the greater good of the kingdom, regardless of the amount of suffering she must endure in doing so. She's deeply in love with Aster and will do anything to protect him. However, she's still a rational person and will be receptive to logical arguments. So logic it out. Or when necessary, I would give my life for this kingdom. If someone controlled my actions today, they can and will do so again. And as long as that possibility exists, I can't trust myself. We need logic, so deflect or doubt. It's assuming that this person can continue to do so. You said so yourself. You haven't found any evidence to prove your theory. We don't know how this mind control works, and we don't have enough information. We can't just drop this without finding out what really happened. Suppose you're right, but I doubt there was any goal to this. I've been investigating these murders for months. I've never been able to find any personal clues as to who the perpetrator is. There's no way to connect them to this. Whoever did this was a sadistic individual who wanted to cause as much suffering as possible. I don't think they were sadistic. Evidence that proves that they're not sadistic? Why didn't they kill or hurt Alaric? It's not true, Steelwind. Whoever this had very specific targets in mind. Both Prince Alaric and the High Speaker saw you when the murders were being committed. Not to mention, they set a trap for Aster. What? Let's assume that someone was controlling you. They wouldn't have left Alaric, Arceus, or Aster alive if they were trying to kill as many people as possible. So you have a point there.
But even so, that hardly narrows things down. If someone was controlling me, they wouldn't need to enter the cathedral to use me. Perhaps you're right, and the perpetrator only wanted to murder the 3 victims. There's plenty of people who might want to
see those three dead. Traitor didn't need to enter the murders. I'm immediately thinking of you. Oh no, not you. Idris. Ooh, this is tough. I can't. The perpetrator didn't need to enter the cathedral to commit the murders. I don't really follow your logic. Yeah. Why did they knock out all the guards then? Oh. She's deeply in love with Astrid, and she's still a rational person. Yeah, okay, makes sense. I was like, they had to place the trap. So there you go. There's one thing you're overlooking. Before the murder started, someone trapped Aster within a force cage using a glyph of contingency. But they didn't harm him. It was probably just a distraction. Even so, this gives us two very important clues. The first is that whoever did this is capable of casting these two spells. This means that the perpetrator was a mage. It's true. The second clue is the most important one. Whoever set that trap for Aster, they did so within the 24 hours of it triggering. This means that the perpetrator must have been someone who attended the funeral. This was one of them. There is now a list of suspects substantially. There's a chance we can identify who did this. And if they really did control your actions, we can find a way to prevent them from doing so again. Do we need to fight this? I can't. What? Why not? Pursue an individual like this, they might retaliate even more than they already have. They wanted to remove me from my position. How would they react if I try to resist? It might hurt even more people to send a message. It's far too dangerous. This might actually be effective. Yeah. Whoever did this ought to go far bigger than you, and you have no guarantee that they'll stop here. 3 nobles died today, 2 of them near the top of the political hierarchy. What if they decide to go after more victims? Who will they target next? Your father? The king? We need to catch them before they can do more harm. I know you're frightened about what happens to the people close to you, but we can't let someone like that dangerous get away with this. Put it that way, I suppose I have no other choice, do I? Argument 1. I realized it before, Mr. Cuthbert. What? You really have a bad habit of butting your nose into other people's business, don't you? Yeah, suppose I do. You're right. Can't let this go. I'll find a way to dispute this. Somehow. Thank you, Cuthbert. I think we've known each other long enough. You don't need to be so formal. Successfully argued against Arya Steelwind. Perhaps I misjudged you. Saving Steelwind's future. Oh, I agreed to fight this, but what is it? The most qualified attorney in the nobility. Definitely be able to make a case for yourself. Probably know how Sybil controls the legislative and judicial branches of our kingdom. They've nominated my father as the prosecutor for my trial. Okay. I thought for sure it'd be this guy here, but nope. What? No one believes my theory of mind control. Everyone believes that I overspent my magic and gave myself mage blight. Result, they blame House Steelwind for Coraline Sybil's death. Now, the only way for him to redeem House Steelwind is to convict me and sentence me to death. But he's your father. No way you would... The first time something like this has happened. As a child, my mother accidentally overused her magic and induced mage blight within herself. In a resulting psychotic episode, she massacred an entire village of commoners. What the f... Oh. Steelwind almost lost everything after that. To redeem himself, my father personally oversaw my mother's trial and her execution. That's... Father values his duty to Wyvern over everything else. Nothing matters more to him than that, not even his family. Cap, I saw his emotions that one time you got hurt. Capping. Lies. I want to have confidence in myself, but I don't know if I can face him like this. So Cuthbert, what is your stake in all this?
What? You hate the nobility, don't you?
So why are you so intent on helping Miss Steelwind? She's innocent, I know she is. She would never be irresponsible enough to give herself mage blight. Cuthbert. Doesn't matter if she's a noble or a commoner. Being oppressed by the system, and she deserves a fair trial. Damn. Fucking preach. Well said. What? I, Remus Vergale, hereby grant you the privilege to serve as Miss Steelwind's counsel. Wait, really? I will be acting as the judge and arbiter of Miss Steelwind's trial. It is within my right to grant such permissions. Thank you. Why would you... You think I've made a mistake? No, of course not. I'll serve as Steelwind's attorney. She'll have me. I don't think we have ever seen her with this fucking expression. What the hell? Of course, there's no one else I would trust more with this. Like the only person you really can trust. And please, you've done a lot for me already. You have to be so forward. Please call me by my first name. Tess is already taken to doing that. But since you'll be defending me, you'll probably need this. Hey, we got our Hendium. End wounds, fire bolts, that's not good. Shape liquid, spell magic. Steelwind strike. That's okay. Polymorph. Polymorph is a thing. She polymorphed Prince Alaric, but I want to know what she polymorphed him into. Old creature. Location Bolto. Hot enough to inflict 3rd degree burns. Damn. Travel 120 feet without collision before its magic dissipates. Wait, 120? Holy shit. That's really far. Once it collides with something, it will set the object ablaze if it is flammable. Old creature. She's done this before. Against Redmond, when he tried to wipe the construct's history during the trial. She put her staff out and was like, "Hodl." Cast completely restricts the movement of the target. While concentrating on the spell, target will be unable to move any part of their body. Even subtle movements, such as gestures required to cast certain spells, are impossible. Result, the target will also be unable to move their mouth to speak. Steel Wind Strike. This is family spell. Boldness. Raise index and pinky finger. That makes you do the double horns. Duration instant. Caster strikes target short spin at 40 with a slashing force. Slash has the might and power of a mage blade and can cut through thick metal armor. Ultimate spell of House Steel Wind, and its spell formula is closely guarded secret. Steel Wind. I guess that's where the name comes from. You're sending out a slashing force like wind, and it's invisible, and it cuts like steel. I see you. Polymorph. Transmutation. Drumly. Point index finger at the target. Caster transforms the target within 30 feet of them into an animal. Animal can be any creature that can fit within a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cube. Duration target senses and intellect will also be changed to match that of the animal they are transformed into. Grunting noise. Spell magic. I don't think we've seen this, have we? Burio. Choose any magical effect within 120 feet. The spell that is creating that effect immediately ends, unless the targeted spell is immune to being dispelled. However, this only ends the spell's effects. It does not undo the effects of the shape of the spell. For example, spelling a shaped liquid on an affected liquid will only prevent the caster from further manipulating the liquid. It will not unfreeze the liquid or change its shape back to normal. So it holds its shape as long as the caster continues to concentrate on it, but the caster cannot change the shape. That's a very interesting detail to add. Then it's settled. We will hold the trial at my home, the city of Landon. Oh, Ladon. My bad. Dawn? I've heard of that place. Speak with Lucio. He knows the location well. Asking him more questions, the Archduke leaves without a word. He really has a bad habit of just walking away from conversations. I guess we should consider ourselves lucky. Even if it's unorthodox, the situation will let us approach this like any other trial. No idea what you were in for when you agreed to this. What proceeded next would be unlike any trial you've ever been in. But even so, you persevered as you've always done in the name of justice. Regardless of what you'd have to sacrifice to do. That's not right. I don't believe we've done that.